Today we're looking at the Womier K66 keyboard, the new Ultra RGB everything keyboard. This thing is literally glowing inside and out and through the keycaps. So let's take a look and see how good of a board it is stock and how good it is with some slight modifications. The K66 is a 65% keyboard with a detached insert in the lead key as the layout. The board comes with either Gatoron blue, red, black, or brown switches. If it were up to me, I would go with the blacks. The blues are incredibly loud as they are clicky, but not a nice clicky. They're that really plasticky kind of clicky, similar to Cherry MX Blues. But here's a sound test. Now let's go over the features for this board. It has a detachable USB-C cable, which is the best way to go and an absolute win. This case is made out of a frosted polycarbonate material, which diffuses the glow of the RGBs very well. The poly material also makes up the plate as well, so it's all integrated. But the screws around the perimeter of the board also show because of this. The RGB LEDs are top notch. They are soft, well diffused, and smooth. No choppiness at all. The LEDs are unfortunately not controlled by software, so customization is a bit limited. There's a good amount of different lighting options, so here's what they look like. Now let's talk about the keycaps. They're double shot shine through ABS keycaps, or at least that's what they feel like. I kind of believe that, but there's no official information on them. If you do know, let me know in the comments down below. The caps are actually decent. The legends are uniform and relatively crisp. No weird artifacts or weird font. Very well done, actually. Even the alt legends on the side of the keycaps holds the same quality as the top of the keycaps. The caps aren't thick by any means and feel very plasticky, but they are very decent for stock caps and have a nice texture to them. The edges are mostly free of artifacts, and the RGBs shine pretty evenly throughout the different caps. Now, there are apparently some versions of this keyboard which are hot swappable. I believe the version 2 or the V2 of this board is, but not the V1, unfortunately, which this one is. The only V2s I found were on drop. Unfortunately, these are soldered in, so choose wisely which switch you want, unless you feel like desoldering the entire keyboard. Another thing I noticed with this case is that the profile is very flat. There is no angle to it at all, or even kickstands to flip out to provide an angle for the board, which is unfortunate. Now, it depends on the person. Some people like the flat profile, but for me personally, I like the angle, or at least a choice to choose between which one I want, with at least kickstands. Now, let's take a look at the stabilizers. They are pretty cheap, honestly. Not the bottom of the barrel, but cheap clip-in stabilizers. At least they don't pop out when pulling the keycap out. They have quite a bit of wobble to them, actually a lot of wobble to them, but that can be fixed if we mod the board to a certain extent. Here's a sound test of what the modifier keys sound like with stabilizers. Pretty bad rattle. Now to modify the stabs or the stabilizers, I'll just place some dielectric grease in the stabilizer with a paintbrush and go into the stabs to help the stability and rattle. This is a simple and quick solution. Let's see how they sound now. Honestly, I thought it was a decent amount of difference, and dielectric grease costs around $9. So then let's talk price. This board goes for around $57 to $68, depending if it's on sale. For the money, I think the board is decent. The build quality is decent. The RGBs look great, but the lack of profile and stabilizer quality and no software control over the LEDs are decent detriments to this board. It will need a bit of modding to make it sound better, at least for the modifier keys, anything with a stabilizer on it. You can't expect much at around this price point, but I think it could do better. The main feature is the RGB LEDs, and there aren't a lot of full-on RGB boards out there, especially in this price range. So that's where it belongs in terms of price if you're looking for this type of board. Don't forget to subscribe and check out the rest of the channel for more content like this, and join my keyboard build streams on Twitch. Thank you all for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one.